go ahead and go to your science class in Canvas. Click into your modules, and then you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom of our states of matter. And right here we have 622 states of matter end of unit test. So go ahead and open that up. And when you can see this on your screen, go ahead and stand up. So we're going to pause the video. Everybody's standing. We will go ahead and resume that. So pause the video, get to states of matter, end of unit test. Okay, everyone is here at the end of unit states of matter test. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to read each of these together. Please do not go ahead. Please do not say answers out loud. If you need someone to read it to you again, raise your hand and a teacher can do that. So please take your time, read through all of it before you just pick a question, an answer. Okay, here we go. Number 1 says that blank is an energy that can be transferred between objects resulting in a change of state. Equilibrium, heat, friction, or expansion. Blank is an energy that can be transferred between objects resulting in a change of state. So what is transferred between the objects? What's given or taken away to result in that change of state? Okay, number 2 says the kinetic theory of matter says that atoms are always in motion. So are atoms always moving? Yes is true. False is no. Yes is true. False is no. Atoms are always moving. Number 3 says heat energy moves from, you have the choices of hot and cold, to hot and cold over here. So heat energy moves from blank to blank objects. So how is heat always transferred? Number 4 wants you to match the following pictures with the following words. We have picture 1. So picture 1 is that bubbles, water, liquid, gas, or solid. Number 2, bubbles, water, liquid, gas, or solid. And number 3, bubbles, water, liquid, gas, or solid. So match the picture to which state of matter that is. Number 5 says usually when matter is heated, the molecules move faster and farther apart, slower and farther apart, faster and closer together, slower and closer together. So as matter is heated up, what happens to the molecules? What 2 things, this and this, this and this, it has to have both parts to be correct. Number 6 says, when you hold a glass of water in your hand, what happens? So think what is happening with that heat? Heat is transferred from your hand into the water. Heat is circulating. Heat is transferred through photons. Cold is transferred from the glass to your hand. So what happens when you take your hand, put it on a glass of water? Number 7, if you are in the room in the wintertime, where would you find the warmest air and why? So where are those molecules going and why? By the window because hot air finds exits. In the corner because hot air fills empty spaces. Near the floor because hot air condenses and sinks. Near the ceiling because hot air expands. So in the wintertime, where is the warmest air and why? Number 5 says, what makes a hot air balloon rise? The particles of the air in the balloon. So here you can see this blue part is the air inside. Here the balloon, and this white part is the air, just regular outside the hot air balloon. So what is making the hot air balloon rise? The particles in the balloon increase in size and make the balloon lighter than air, decrease in size and make the balloon lighter than air. Hotter particles are closer together and make the balloon lighter than air, are farther apart and make the balloon lighter than air. So what's happening to these particles that makes the hot air balloon rise? Number 9 asks, why does ice float on water? So you can see here what happens. Water has faster molecules as a solid than a liquid. Warmer water has denser molecules than colder water. Water creates spacing when it freezes, so it's less dense. Colder water has heavier and more massive molecules. So go ahead and tell me why ice floats on water. What happens to make that happen? Number 10, what do we call it when water changes from a liquid to a gas? Melting, condensing, freezing, evaporating. Liquid to gas. Number 11, what do we call it when water changes from a solid to a liquid? Solid to liquid. Melting, evaporating, condensing, freezing. And number 12, what do we call it when water moves from a gaseous state to a liquid? Gas to liquid. Gas to liquid. Is that condensing, freezing, evaporating, or melting? Hey, if you need more time on any of those or you need it read to you again, please do that. So I would love for you to go back up to the top. Do not press submit yet. And go through each one. Make sure you really selected the answer that you meant to. Lots of times I'll ask you guys, hey, so why did you pick that one? You're like, oh, I picked the wrong one. I didn't mean to. This is your chance. Go through. Make sure you have the answer that you are choosing and that you want. Once you have done that, you can go ahead and press submit. And it should automatically give you a score out of 12. If you got 11 or 12 points, you're automatically at a 3. If you have 8, 9, or 10 points correct, that's a 2.5. If you have 6 or 7 points, that is a 2. 4 and 5 points is a 1.5. And then anything below that is a 1. So you can already see where you're at. And then you're going to do the next part of your test that can bump you up either another half of a point or a full point above where you are already starting. So make sure you have all of your answers the way you want them and then press submit.